And when you're 400 pounds getting up, you're a spectacle. Outfit. Hold on. So this is one of my favorite dresses. And I'm wearing this today for a meeting at work because the client is going to be involved. So usually the sleeves kind of go like this and it's even like that, but I decided to wear them up today with my favorite necklace just to give myself a little bit of a ego boost. This is what they will see on camera. And tonight me and Britt are going to go see BeetleJuice, so I'm super excited about that. I'm hyped for that. I really can't wait. I will not be wearing this, obviously. I'm going to shower after work. We have to leave the house by like 9, so I should have time to shower and then heat up food, or maybe we'll just eat when we get back. I don't know. I don't have time for lunch today. My meeting's in 8 minutes, so I don't even have time to get up and go make something to eat, because by the time my meeting's over, I'll have to go back to my support. We'll see. I don't know. I do not know. So Britt and I are going to go see BeetleJuice. We are way early. Again, per usual. It's 10 after 9. The movie doesn't start until 10. But this is something that we've been wanting to see. We've been waiting to see. And so we bought our tickets in advance. And it doesn't look like there's not a lot of people here.
Not yet, anyway.
Like, it's 9 o'clock. And there's some movies that start at, what, 9:30?
Well, granted, a show of BeetleJuice is already playing. And it's been playing for 30 minutes now. But yeah, I don't know. The parking lot's really empty.
And we were able to really get in here, like, super, like, close to the door. I think we're only, like, 4 parking spaces away from the door. And the only reason why I parked here instead of, like, over there is I'm not confident in getting out this way and going around to the stop sign. So that's really the only reason why I'm here. And then I know that me and her are probably going to sit in the car like after the movie and wait for it to clear out a little bit, because we're those people.
Yes.
So yeah, like,
well, because remember last time, what were we seeing?
We
Deadpool
were
and
seeing Wolverine. No, when me and you saw Deadpool and Wolverine, when we came with Dad, we saw Twisters.
No, but we saw Deadpool and Wolverine, and we had those people next to our car where we literally could not get out because they were chatting for 45 minutes.
That was Twisters with Dad. It was at nighttime.
Really?
Yeah, it was. We were right in that.
They were
right
like,
in that
we literally could not get out because they were just like swinging back and forth.
Like they were like
stuck.
They were like right outside of our door, and they were like here, like right there, just. And then it was when we were going into the theater. That's what it was. We were going in, and then when I got out of the car, they're like, "Oh, I guess we'll go now."
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, "Bro, you could have gone ages ago." like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway,
like we literally couldn't open the doors without like potentially hitting them.
Yeah, I couldn't. I almost hit one of them with my door.
It was crazy
because it was nuts. But
which is why we're not parked near the curb.
Yeah,
somebody else is parked near the curb because It Ends With Us is playing in 20 minutes.
It Ends With Us is playing in 20 minutes. Ugh. Anyway, we're going to just vibe here for a bit.
Like about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then in about 20 minutes, we're gonna head on in, see if we can get in our seats. We might not be able to, so we'll wait. Maybe 25.
No, I think we should be able to get our seats in about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
there's like,
it's almost quarter after.
I don't
9.
think there's anything playing in that side of the theater.
Oh, popcorn's so bad. The best part about coming to the movies. Anyway, I'm excited for this movie just because I am a BeetleJuice fan. Like, I'm wearing my Cake-worthy BeetleJuice flannel. She's wearing the other one with Lydia Dietz. So, you know, we're BeetleJuiced out right about now, and people are starting to come into the theater. So I'm assuming it's for It Ends With Us.
There's It Ends With Us, Deadpool, Wolverine, and then there's another one that's playing. There's another one that's
Fingers
playing.
crossed BeetleJuice isn't a full theater. So tonight was my idea of the perfect night, honestly. Went to, as we all know, went to go see BeetleJuice. It was really good. No spoilers, of course. Was it better than the first one? Absolutely not. That movie's a pure masterpiece. Nothing is going to top the original when it comes to these movies. But it was really good. It was really fun. We were only like 2 out of like 4 other people that were in the movie theater. It was us, and then a couple, and then like another 2 people that were in the D-box seats. Empty theater. It was great. It was so relaxing. And then on the way home, it was foggy as hell, so I was driving 10 kilometers below the speed limit because I'm not dumb, and there was nobody on the roads. It was like 12:30 at night. So we got home. I literally took off all my clothing and then made pizza bites in that order. My father is sleeping and he doesn't wake up in the middle of the night, so I had free reign to just do whatever the hell I wanted, which I did. And we've just been watching some TV. I'm uploading a video right now, a few days early, so that video is gonna go live. So by the time you guys see this, it'll already be up for a few days. Yeah, it was really fun. I can't wait to go to the movies again with just Britt and do a late night movie again. Because while driving in the dark is a little scary, driving in the fog in the dark is even scarier, and I still did it.
I think the next movie is Wicked, right?
That's November.
When's the Tom Hanks movie?
Tom Hanks is in November as well.
I want to see both of those.
Yeah. We're gonna have to see. I think Wicked is November 22nd.
It's the 27th or 29th.
No, I think it's the 22nd.
And then the Tom Hanks movie is going to make me fucking cry.
Yeah, it's good. So those 2 movies would definitely just be me and you. We're gonna go see Wicked, and we're gonna go see the new Tom Hanks movie. I think it's called Time.
It's called something Time, I think.
Or Here.
I have no idea. But it looks so good. It looks so sad.
It does look sad. It looks nice though. It looks like a very quiet movie. I also took a really nice photo of the moon today. It's right here. Very proud of it. Just wanted to show it off. I'm going to finish uploading my photo. I'm going to finish uploading my video, and then I'm headed to bed. Good night. Gotta go pick up another package from Torrid. So I'm doing that right now. I'm all talked out today though. I'm so tired. I had so many meetings today with clients. I'm over it. I'm so tired. So today didn't go exactly as planned. I went and got my nails done, but without Brett. It's this hand that you can't really see. Oh! The struggle was so real. Anyway, so I went and got my nails done. The thumbs are the same. Brett couldn't come with me today, which made me sad, but that's okay. It happens. Can I help you? That guy just gave me like the stinkiest of stink eye, so I asked him outright, can I help you? And he just pulled away because he was staring directly at me. So I just outright asked him if I could help him with something. My dad just went to go get some pop because we're out of Diet Pepsi. We went to the bagel shop where we always get our bagels and grab lunch. They're still in the back seat. They're back here. But yeah, think it's just gonna be a quiet day. I'm gonna head home. The Yankees game started not long ago. Yeah, I had to book more appointments in as well. So this month is gonna be a little crazy with appointments. Next week, I have a mental health assessment that I have to get to, which is fine. It's fine. I'm not too anxious about that one. And then I have my dietitian appointment. I have blood work that needs to get done. I have an ultrasound that needs to get done. And then I have my pre-op consult, second week of October. So I think that's when they'll tell me like how my gastroscopy results are. So just a little bit nervous about that one, because if there's something wrong, then I can't have surgery, but most importantly, something's wrong, right? Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna head home, watch the Yankees game. It's actually Yankees versus Boston. My dad's a Boston fan and I'm a Yankees fan, so yeah. Hey guys, so I figured I would end this vlog off with a story time, because I actually haven't done a story time yet. I don't think. Why am I here? I don't know. So this is a story about when I was working in an office. Now, all of my coworkers have been lovely to me, but there was this one person, I don't know what his problem was. Well, I can't say that. I do know what his problem was. But for some reason, he just really... Oh my god. This already sprouted? Wait a second. You may be wondering why I'm in my bedroom now. Yeah, well, let me explain. As you saw, I was grabbing my potato, and I grabbed the knife to cut it open to check. The humidity in my city has been really bad the last couple of days. Like, really, 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 really bad. And I guess because I don't put my potatoes in the fridge, I don't like that. I think that it just makes them hard to work with, and it's just not worth it. I got that fucking potato 4 days ago, and it's already sprouted and smells moldy. So, it's another night of girl dinner. I just had 2 pepperettes, and I'm gonna go out there and make some fingerlings in a bit. But I decided, instead of standing in front of my air fryer, I would just sit where it's comfortable and tell my story. Do story time in the bedroom, end off the vlog in my bedroom. Yeah. So, as I was saying out there, all of my coworkers have always been extremely lovely. Except for one. I've only had, actually I can't say one, I've had a handful of coworkers who, for some reason, I rubbed them the wrong way, okay? So, I had a coworker, and I never said anything to this guy. There was never a point in my day where I seeked him out to talk to him. It wasn't that there was anything wrong with him per se. I just got a vibe. He was like one of the gym bros. And it just didn't sit with me. His personality and my personality, we weren't a match for friendship, okay? And that's not saying that I'm not like friendly or, you know, whatever with people who go to the gym. I'll talk about this later on, but there is another person that kind of relates to this. So this guy, he always had something to say. And this was when I was, you know, much larger than I am right now. And he would just always have something to say to me. Always. And I always just played it off like, okay, yeah, whatever. So he, as an example, I did not bring food to work unless it was like little snacks here and there. But in the early stages of me working in an office, I didn't bring anything to work except for my water bottle or my reusable coffee cup. Those are the only things I brought to the office with me. This one day I was at my desk and I was working, and he just randomly came up to me and asked me how many hamburgers I eat in a week. And I was like, I eat like 2 hamburgers a month. What are you talking about? And he was like, oh, never would have guessed that. And I just rolled my eyes and just went on about my day. There was another time where I was getting a bottle of water from the vending machine at work, because all they had were like sugary pops. They didn't have any Diet Coke or anything like that day. All they had was either water or sugary pops. So I was getting a water, and it was the grossest water ever. It's Dasani. If anybody likes Dasani, can you explain why? I was grabbing one because it was all they had that I was going to drink from the vending machine. I did not have time to run out of the office and go downstairs and grab something. He comes in as I'm grabbing the water and twisting the lid off to take a drink. And he goes, good for you. Good for you drinking water. And then, like, the next day, I had my water bottle with me. Like, I had, like a water bottle that was about that big. And he goes, what's in that? And I'm like, water? And he was like, oh, I'm so glad. And walked away. And at this point, it's getting to the point where I'm trying to just be like, he's just not, he doesn't mean it. He thinks he's being helpful. So, at this stage of me being in the office, I could honestly, truly not afford to take a day off work. There was no way for me to take time off work. Me taking time off work meant that I could not get groceries that week. It meant that I could not pay my full bill / rent, or I couldn't get to work the next day. Or after the paycheck came in, I didn't have enough money to pay for my bus pass at the end of the month. That's how serious it was. When I tell you that I literally had no other choice but to go into work, sick as a dog, food poisoning. I went when I had strep throat once, and I just stayed away from everybody, wore a mask. This is pre-COVID era. Wore a mask, did not touch anything, like, besides my own personal stuff. Like, I went to work sick as a dog, okay? I went to work one day, and this was after a weekend where I had gotten violently sick with like a stomach virus or something like that. I was really not well, but Monday had come and I had no choice. I had to get up and get out of the door and get to work. So I was fine for the first part of the day. And I worked like the last shift basically at this point. So I worked until 10 p.m. No, I'm sorry. I worked until, at that point it was 10 p.m. It was 10 p.m. at that point. So at around, I want to say 3:30, I was fine. Once 4 o'clock hit, which was my first break of the day, I was sick. I was stomach sick. I was on the verge of throwing up. I went downstairs and I got myself a ginger ale from the dollar store. And I brought it upstairs and I sat back at my desk and I was sipping on it. And this guy walks over and he goes, ooh, should you really be drinking that? I had had enough. I had absolutely had enough. And I turned around because he was walking past me, and I turned around and I said, what does it fucking matter? And he looks at me and he turns around, he looks at me and he looks like he's flabbergasted. And I said, just because you spend every waking moment at the gym that you can, and all you eat is chicken breast and broccoli, and spend the rest of your time counting your macros, doesn't mean every other person does. What does it matter what I'm drinking? And he just looked stunned. And there were witnesses to this, because there were he said this in mixed company. Like, he didn't just say this to me when no one else was looking or watching or hearing. With people around. My manager heard me because I have volume control problems. She came over and she was like, let's go. Come here. So I got up, walked over to the secluded little area, where we hold like our meetings and stuff, and she was like, what the hell just happened? And she is the type of person, and I still love her to this day because she is this type of person. She's the type of person to just let me go off privately with her. As long as I get my frustrations out, and I'm good, she's fine. So I tell her what happened, and I'm like, this motherfucker, and I'm literally like just laying it all out as in the most quiet way that I can, because I don't want the whole, office to hear my business, even though most of them heard my business. So I tell her everything that's happened, and she's like, okay, we'll fix it. Because I had told her, obviously what he had done in the past too, like all the things he had said to me in the past. And she brings him in, and she's like, you will not go near her, you will not sit next to her, you will not talk to her, we're going to HR. Like, you're not going to do that anymore. Like, this is like in-office bullying at this point. Like, you're seeking her out. And he's like, I'm not. And she's like, you may not think that you are, but she feels like you are. And she's been really nice up to this point. So we're going to HR. Go to HR. He stops immediately. He doesn't say anything else to me. While we're like, unless like we're walking like in opposite ways down the hall or something like that, he would say hi, and I would just be like, whatever. Like, I'm not engaging. And prior to this, and this is why, and I know that a lot of people are like, well, why didn't you say anything prior, whatever, blah, blah, and you said the first thing. The reason why is because I had overheard, he was also a person with volume control problems. So I overheard him once talking to, other people that go to the gym regularly. One of them being a friend of mine, saying how he used to be rather large, and he's changed his whole life around, and he goes to the gym, and he eats healthy, and he does this stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm, again, proud of you for that. But that's the reason why I never said anything up to that point. I honestly, truly was looking at it like he is trying to be helpful. He's being hurtful, but he thinks he's being helpful. And I just didn't have the energy to keep going with his whole, like, trying to help him thing. Because if he doesn't understand what he's doing, it's not my job to educate him. One of my friends who I worked with for a very long time is also what I call a gym bro, who also used to be on the chubbier side. Both of these guys, I'm assuming, were never at my weight. Like, I'm going to make that assumption. Especially the one that, I was close with in the office. He was never close to my size. But he got really into fitness, and he was the exact opposite of this guy. And he would ask, questions sometimes, but they weren't offensive questions. I was talking, like, and they were always prompted by me saying something first as well. Like, for example, like I would say, like, oh, I just never have time to like eat anything, like, unless I'm just grabbing it and going. And he would ask things like, have you ever tried food prep? What kinds of things do you eat on the regular? He would ask questions to actually see if I wanted assistance, if I wanted his advice. And sometimes I took it, sometimes I didn't take it, right? But like, he was never the type of guy to just be like, oh, well, here's the unsolicited advice that you didn't fucking ask for. Actually, I saw him recently. I'm going to say it was a couple months ago. And I had not seen him since, it had been since 2022, around there. I had not seen him for at least a couple years. And we were in the same grocery store. I recognized him because I recognize people instantly, especially when I've worked with them or seen them or been friends with them for a very long period of time. I could see them from the back and know who they are. But he walked right past me. And I said his name, and he turned around and he was like, oh, damn, hi. And I'm like, he was shocked to see me because I did not look anything like I used to look when I was in the office. Like, again, glasses are different. Face shape is completely different. Like, my face used to come out to here when I was in office. Like, it was all round here. So he didn't recognize me. And he was like, damn, girl, you look good. And then, like, he just walked up because he literally was coming from the gym to get a bag of chips for his wife and then go back to the gym. This is what he said. But like, that's the difference, like right there. Like, that was the difference between him and this guy that just didn't understand that not everybody was going to be like him. And it just put into my brain again that fat people literally can't do anything. We can't do anything except be the subject of either unsolicited advice, mocking, bullying. Like, there was actually a time, I guess this is 2 stories in one. I was walking, it's a short one. I was walking to work, and I think this is probably one of the few times I called Britt crying from work. It had nothing to do with anybody in my office. Nothing to do with them. They did nothing. They were actually very supportive of what happened to me. But I was walking from the bus stop to the office, which was about, honestly, a 7 to 10 minute walk, depending on weather, how fast I was walking, if there was snow on the ground, you know what I mean? And at this point, I had to walk around the long way because they were doing construction on the main part that I normally walk in. And I was walking, and this guy on a skateboard went past me first, saw me, turned around, went back past me, which I thought was very strange. But I just was like, okay, it's downtown in my city, big city. People are strange downtown. This man, and he was not a kid. He was on a skateboard, but he was not a child. He was about my age. He comes back, shoves me, and I hit my knee on a sewer grate that was on the sidewalk. And he starts yelling at me, basically saying how I deserve to be on the ground because of the pig that I am. Pigs are on the ground and all that stuff. Basically berating me for being fat. He then sped off on his skateboard. And I picked myself up and I walked as fast as I could to my office, where I went into the bathroom and sobbed, called Britt crying. Not a single person on the street stopped to help me up, to get my stuff that was off the ground, because obviously, like, I had my water bottle, I had my purse, I had my phone that was in my pocket that had fallen onto the ground. I had to pick everything up myself, get up, and when you're 400 pounds getting up, you're a spectacle. That's just it. And basically speed walk my way to the office. Not a single person asked if I was okay. Not a single person even helped me or said anything when this guy was yelling at me. When you're fat, you're not looked at like you're human. You're not. You're a spectacle. You're like a zoo exhibit. Honestly. And that is one of the reasons why I want to lose weight, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit and say, like, oh, I want to do it just for health reasons and blah, blah. If I'm going to be completely and utterly honest with you, one of the reasons, it's a very small reason, but it is still there. One of the reasons why I want to lose weight is so people stop looking at me. Honestly. So people just stop looking at me like I am an animal in a zoo enclosure. That's legitimately it. And like, again, it's a very small reason. It's one of the many reasons that I have for wanting to lose weight. But I'm not going to lie and say that that's not one of the reasons. I don't want people to look at me like I don't want people to look at me like I am not a human being who has thoughts, feelings, emotions, a brain. If I'm being honest. So, anyway, I'm going to go make girl dinner. Because it is 9? It is 9 p.m. So I'm going to go make girl dinner. And I will see you guys all on the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.